get ready for our big science day on Wednesday. I'm so excited about it. We are going to be conducting an experiment to answer this question. Do leaves require sunlight to release gas? The first step we need to do to prepare for this experiment is just a little refresher on what makes a fair test. A fair test is an investigation where one variable is changed and all the others are kept the same. This allows the scientist, us, to be sure that none of the other variables or conditions have affected the results of the test. For example, if we wanted to test whether plants grow better with plant food versus plain water, we'd want to make sure that we have two plants. They are both planted in the same type and amount of soil. They have the same light and temperature conditions, and they get the same amount of water every day. The only one thing that we would change would be that one of the plants would get some plant food included with its water, and the other would not. I want to review variables quickly just to build on what we just refreshed our memory on. So there's three types of variables. The manipulated variable is the thing that the scientist changes in order to test it. So in our plant example from the last slide, the manipulated variable is whether the plant gets plant food or just plain water. The controlled variables are all the other conditions that remain the same throughout the experiment. For example, the type and amount of soil, the temperature and the light conditions, and the amount of water that the plants receive daily. And the responding variable is the thing that changes as a result of the manipulated variable. So in this example that we're using now, testing whether plant food helps plants grow better, the responding variable is going to be how well the plant actually grows. And most likely we would be measuring the height of the plant so that we can compare the plant that got water only versus the plant that got plant food. Experiments are tests that scientists design to answer questions about the world. And the question we will try to answer with our experiment is, do leaves require sunlight in order to release gas? We'll try to answer this question by comparing leaves left in a sunny environment to leaves left in a dark environment. Okay, so you can see that we have our manipulated variable, which is the light conditions. We're going to submerge the leaves in water and leave them for a period of time. If we see bubbles on the leaves after that time has passed, then that will be evidence that gas was released from the leaves because the gas forms bubbles in water. All right. So, your science assignment for this week will be your completed lab report. So, now I'm going to go through the steps you will need to follow in order to be successful with that assignment. You will be writing your lab report by hand in your visual journal. Many of you already have a visual journal, and if you don't, we'll make sure to give you one at Windsor Park School on Wednesday. So I hope many students will be able to make it to Windsor Park School on Wednesday, because if you do, you'll be able to participate in the science experiment and make all your observations firsthand. If you can't make it to Windsor Park on Wednesday, that's totally okay. If you already have a visual journal, great, you'll use that. If you don't, then any sketchbook is fine, or even plain paper will do. All right, so no need to worry about that. I will be giving you a lab report template that you can print, or you can copy it out by hand. So you can choose to print it and paste it in your visual journal, or you can just copy out the different parts of the lab report by hand in your visual journal. The lab report that I will give to you guys, the PDF of the lab report, guides you through each step of this specific experiment. So let's take a close look at all of those different steps right now. The first step is to make a prediction or hypothesis. Now, hypothesis is a special kind of scientific prediction. Sometimes people say that a hypothesis is a guess, or an educated guess, but it's a very rigorous kind of guess if we're going to compare it to a guess. To make a hypothesis, you really need to understand your problem or question. You have to have a lot of background knowledge about it. So when we make our hypotheses about our question, do leaves require sunlight to produce gas? We will need to think about what we already know about plants and gas exchange. And that means thinking about photosynthesis and the role that light plays in photosynthesis. And only after we review all of that knowledge will we be able to make a real hypothesis, meaning that we will take our existing knowledge and make an inference or a prediction about what we think will happen when we perform our experiment. There is a sentence frame on the printout to help you get started with your hypothesis. If submerged leaves are kept in the dark, it will result in blank in the water because we know, and then you carry on and explain why you believe that will happen based on what you know. Um, so you can use that sentence frame if you like, or if you would rather write your own hypothesis, you can do so as long as you make sure that you are including evidence from what you already know about plants and leaves and gas exchange and photosynthesis and the role that light plays in that. Okay, next step is to identify the three kinds of variables in this experiment. So, once I explain the procedure of the experiment, you'll be better able to judge which variables are manipulated, controlled, or corresponding. So, the manipulated variable is the condition that is changed by the scientist because that is what is being tested. So, as we go through the procedure for this experiment, think about what are we changing in the experiment? Which conditions are we intentionally changing in order to test them? And that is a clue for you that that is probably the manipulated variable. Now, controlled variables remain the same throughout the whole experiment. So, again, as I explain the procedure to you, think about what things are exactly the same in all of the different leaves that we're testing. And those things, the things that don't change, are going to be our controlled variables. And the responding variable, you remember, is the thing that changes as a result of the experiment. So, in that example we used about plant food, it was the difference in the height of the plants. That was the responding variable. So, what do we think will be different? And what do we observe as being different? And that will be our responding variable. And on Wednesday, if you have questions about this, of course, we will work through it together. Okay, the next thing our lab report does is lists the materials required. And this is already done for you on the lab report template I'm providing you. So you can choose to copy it out, but you don't need to if you use the printed version. So our materials are 6 green leaves that are live. So hopefully we'll be plucking them off a plant very shortly before we begin the experiment. We also need 6 glass beakers. They should have the same, they should be the same size or at least have the same gradation on the sides so that we can make sure that we're including the same amount of water in each. And we will have 6 500 milliliter beakers available for us at Windsor Park School in the science room. We also need distilled water, and we're going to make sure that we put 400 milliliters in each beaker. So that's the same amount of water in each of the 6 beakers. We're going to have sunlight. So we'll have a sunny spot to leave the leaves in, and a magnifying glass, which is optional just for our observations. After listing the materials, we detail the procedure step by step. So this has also been filled in for you on the lab report template. I'd like you to pay close attention to it now and be thinking about those 3 variables. What's changing, what's staying the same, and what are we looking for to see if it changes at the end in order to answer our question. So we will start by filling 6 500 milliliter glass beakers with 400 milliliters of distilled water. So the same exact amount of water in each of the 6 beakers. We will carefully remove 6 green leaves from the plant. If we have a plant to remove them from, otherwise, we will bring leaves that have already been removed. And we will, of course, have picked all of those leaves from the same plant. They should be around the same size and in the same condition, so healthy and green. Third, we're going to submerge each leaf in a beaker of water, and we're not going to shove it down in there. We're going to allow it to float on or near the surface of the water. We will place 3 of the beakers, so half of them, in a bright, sunny location, and 3 of the beakers in the dark. We're going to observe the leaves in the beakers and record what we see. We'll wait minimum an hour, and then we'll come back and observe and record what we see after that time has elapsed. Okay, after we carry out the procedure, we record our initial observations. This is what we see at the beginning of the experiment. Initial observations, what we see at the beginning of the experiment. We're going to write point form notes describing what we see in as much detail as possible. Beside our observations, we'll draw a diagram of the experimental setup. This will be a picture showing the beaker with the submerged leaf, and we'll label the diagram carefully. After the elapsed time has passed, and that's minimum of an hour, we'll perform our final observations. We're going to note the time so we know exactly how much time passed. And again, we're going to record detailed jot notes, making sure to observe any changes that may have happened. Then we'll draw another diagram of the experiment, taking care to label it accurately as well. Our final step is to write a conclusion. This is where we try to answer our initial question. So again, we have a sentence frame. Because blank were observed, I can infer that. And then we conclude what we think the answer to the question was. So again, on Wednesday, as we're working on this, if you have questions, you can use the sentence frame. You don't have to use the sentence frame. And if you're unsure, please ask me or one of the other teachers, and we will guide you through this process. Once your lab report is complete, take a photo of the completed 2-page layout or scan it if you have access to a scanner. Then attach that image to the assignment in Google Classroom and turn it in. And if you have any questions along the way, make sure that you ask me. I want to do everything I can to help you be successful. Good luck and enjoy the experiment.